Alright, so a few months ago, this video was going viral. Yeah, this one, the Guatemalan Air Force confiscated a drug cartel's private jet, as you can see right here. And obviously, a drug cartel has to have its private jet parked in the jungle, and that's what they did here. And when the Air Force confiscated the plane, they had to somehow get it out of the jungle. And as you can see, they were using the small dirt strip. And this is a Hawker private jet, a Hawker 125. And let me just tell you, this plane is not made for doing such a thing. Ouch, my ears. But actually, this plane could successfully take off out of the jungle and continue its flight to some airbase, most probably. And there we go. That's how you confiscate a plane out of the jungle. And I saw this video today morning, and I thought, well, yeah, I think it's time to make a video about a bush airport again. So today, we are in California to check out one of those bush airports. Yep, we are in the Sierra Mountains, pretty much in middle California, if that even exists. You know, Los Angeles is down here, and San Francisco is here, and we are in the middle in the Sierra Mountains. And this is what our airstrip looks like. This airstrip is called Table Mountain Field. Apparently this here somewhere is the Table Mountain. To be quite honest, I don't see any table here though. They probably have to... Okay, that was one of the worst jokes I have done on the channel. I'm sorry. As you can see, just like the Guatemalan airstrip, it is very, very bumpy and slopey. Yeah, the runway is around 600 meters long, which is like 2,000 feet. But practically, you can only use like 300 meters, really, because at the beginning of the runway, there's this very huge slope with trees in front of it. So you'll end up touching down around here. And that is definitely not a long distance to stop. But yeah, other than that, this is pretty cool. This is quite an official airfield too. But yeah, this is super American, obviously. I think this is a pretty nice airport for general aviation pilots, and especially the bush pilots. But today, let's also see if this airport can be used by airliner pilots as well. Let's go and take off. Alright. Yeah, the Cessna 172 obviously has no issues operating here. No problem at all, actually. Yeah, we have this lake here too, which is a pretty small one. So yeah, we can move on to a bigger plane, definitely. Ouch. Maybe let's try something like the Cirrus Vision Jet. You know, we have to use a Cirrus once in a while, so let's do that. You know, the Cirrus Vision Jet is super quiet. It's a pretty neat plane, definitely. Alright, touchdown. Let's make it a little smooth, and we can stop. Yeah, this plane is quite a quick stopper. Taking off could be an issue in this plane at least, because its engine does kind of suck power-wise, to be quite honest. But anyway, this worked perfectly fine. So let's move on to a bigger plane. Oh, I can already see we are having some dust issues already. Yeah, especially with the airliners, we're gonna run into some issues with the dust. But let's see about that, I guess. Okay, so how should we move on? Maybe a turboprop plane. Something that can operate pretty much anywhere is the Pilatus PC-12. It is very PC. Yeah. In general, Pilatus planes, they can do anything really. You know, pretty much to the point where you would just throw anything at it and it would eat it. Okay, that's a weird metaphor, isn't it? No, but this plane will fly you to any place, really. You know, the PC-12 is used in places like Courchevel. You know, all these very dangerous and short runways. And it is actually not small. It can seat like 10 people or more. But can it operate at a Californian bush airport? Let's find out. Alright, PC-12, let's do this. This plane has a very, very strong reverse thrust. And in reverse thrust, I trust. Okay, let's stop this. Which we... Oh no, that's not good. Yeah, this runway might just be a little bit too bumpy. Yeah, we kind of merged this plane into the ground, and so the engine failed, which ended up destroying the propeller. That might not be good. Let's check out the landing. You know what? Could have been worse. Oh my goodness. Yep. Oops. Alright, the problem is that now we're probably gonna need a rescue helicopter. Or is this so far from civilization? It probably isn't. I mean, there's roads everywhere. The next city is pretty far away. I think it's over here. That should be Fresno in California. But who cares? Let's get back to the planes. How should we move on? Maybe another turboprop. And of course, that's gotta be the Twin Otter. Yeah, the Twin Otter, we have operated this place everywhere around the world on this channel. This plane can really fly anywhere. It actually has has a pretty surprisingly good safety record considering the places where it flies. Yeah, this airliner was made for a runway like this. Alright, time to stop, which we have. That is great. Yeah, this plane stops in no time, really. As you can see, we have some pretty thick tires here too, which are perfect for dirt strips like this. That couldn't have gone any better. That was great. Now, how should we move on? It's time for a jet, obviously, and the most versatile jet pretty much is the Pilatus PC-24. You know, another Pilatus plane. Yeah, my videos kind of feel like a Pilatus ad at this point, but I don't care. No, but Pilatus planes, they are very versatile. They're built in the Alps, and that's gonna mean something. Now let's recreate the Hawker takeoff. You know, just take off like the Hawker did, or maybe not take off at all. Now, yes, you should already know this, but this plane is certified to operate at pretty much any surface of runway. Oh, bump. Oh, god damn it. And we have taken off. That was no issue at all either. We are airborne and we are stably flying. All is good. Yeah, no, this plane is actually awesome. As you can see, it has solid landing gear. And here we go. It survived even this kind of takeoff. So let's move on to an even bigger plane. And at this point, I'm asking myself which plane we can try. How about something like an airliner, like a CRJ-200? Yes, we're talking about actual airliner jets now. The thing is, I do not really like the CRJ-200. It does need quite a long runway, especially for its size. You know, planes like the 737 stop much quicker than this one, which is actually pretty surprising. Yeah, we do not have any engine sound because of the new X-Plane update that is not compatible with this plane, but who cares? Let's just go ahead and land this, I guess. Alright, let's do this. Okay, pretty hard landing. Let's see if we stop, which we kind of did, actually. We didn't crash into any forest or anything like that. That was pretty damn good. Oh wow, the dust cloud. So yeah, Delta Connection, maybe you can operate at Table Mountain Airstrip too. Yeah, well, it could actually have gone worse. I think we did mow down some trees. There we go. Boom. Rip landing gear, definitely. But you know, we did stop, so the passengers on board could have survived. That is great. So let's move on to something like, you know what? Let's just try the C-130. That is probably the biggest plane that I would think could operate safely here. Yeah, the C-130, the Hercules. This plane can operate pretty much anywhere around the world. Actually, once upon a time, the C-130 did land on an aircraft carrier. I'm pretty sure that was pretty interesting. Okay, let's do this now. Oh goodness. Oh, I mean, this was on the firm side, but as you can see, we have stopped. Isn't that the point, I guess? I see nothing wrong here, so we can probably just move on. You know, that landing was on the firm side, but we did stop, so why even bother? Boom. Yeah, that might have not been ideal, but alright, so we can move on to an even bigger plane, I guess. How about a plane like, I don't know, the biggest plane that I can think could work is the 737. You know, the 737 is always the quick stopper, so I mean, what do we have to lose other than an airplane? Alright, welcome aboard the 737. There is a gravel kit for the older 737s. Yeah, there are still quite a lot of 737-200s operating in Canada at all these gravel runways that they have, because the 2400 had some kind of version that could operate on gravel and on bumpy runways. Can the 800 without gravel kit also operate at such a runway? Let's find out. Hint, most probably no, but oh, we've got some browning out going on. A lot of dust, a lot of dust. But we have stopped, which is pretty amazing. We did not crash into the forest. Wow, not bad. Okay, yes, definitely the landing gear is completely broken now, but who cares about the landing gear? All right, here's the landing. Boom, right there. But we did stop, so that was pretty good. Now, I don't know how to move on. This is probably the biggest plane, really, to fly here. Maybe a plane that could work is something like the 767 or something. All right, no, that's not gonna work, but it's worth a try. So let's do that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, we're overrunning forest, lake. Oh no, lake. All right, you know what? That worked, didn't it? Right, that was a perfectly fine takeoff. Yeah, no worries at all. I mean, we kind of did some overrun here, but other than that, we entered stable flight after a while. So that was reasonable, I guess. So yeah, definitely, even the 767 is able to work here. Isn't that nice? So what is the biggest plane I think that should work here? Well, maybe the Pilatus PC-24? I mean, after all, it is one of the only jets to be certified to operate on such a bumpy dirt runway. The C-130 is probably the biggest plane that I would trust to operate here safely. Let's just land the Cirrus SR-22. Oh, trees. Alright, that was fine enough. So, perfect. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching today's video. And I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night.